On to some other stories from Southern Africa. Government of the Republic of Botswana is hosting the Corporate Council of the 15th U.S. Africa Business Summit. The president says this will capitalize on and sustain the momentum from the U.S. Africa Leaders Summit and to highlight Botswana's unparalleled potential to advance trade and investment to the benefit of the people of Africa and those of the United States. The four-day event will take place from the 11th to 14th July 2023. The U.S. Africa Business Summit is a key pillar of the Corporate Council on Africa's engagement on the continent and one of the world's fastest-growing economies of the past decade. Meanwhile, the acting CEO of Botswana Tourism Organization, K2 Masisi said the summit comes at a time when Botswana needs to showcase its potential. The summit is being held under the theme
Botswana is working hard at making the country as a meetings, incentives, conferencing, and exhibition center. So U.S. Africa Summit comes in very handy to show the world what potential we have as a destination to host conferences, not just conferences that are regional, but also international conferences.
Excellency Olebile is Chief Executive Officer of Botswana Investment and Trade Center, is joining me now for a quick chat on this four-day event. Thank you so much for your time here, Excellency. What are the primary objectives of hosting the U.S. Africa Business Summit in Botswana, particularly on this particular Corporate Council on Africa?
Thank you, Kemini. Thank you for hosting me. The main objective of hosting the U.S. Africa Business Summit is primarily to cultivate more investment and trade ties between the United States of America and the broader continent of Africa. While the event is hosted in Botswana under the theme of enhancing Africa's value in global value chains, it is truly an African event, and we are quite excited to be receiving high delegations from the United States as well as from many countries across Africa. And we do believe that out of the discussions here, deals should be signed that should enhance directing U.S. investment into Africa, as well as enhancing trade ties by African products being easily able to sell in the U.S. market.
I see. So how will the summit strengthen trade relations between Botswana or even the rest of Africa, all of Africa that is, and the United States?
Yes, I'm not sure if I got your question right. You were saying how long. I can give just a few highlights of where we are at the moment.
Well, I'm asking how the summit will strengthen trade relations between the U.S. and Botswana or even all of Africa.
Oh, beautiful. You know that we have just commenced the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. I think Botswana as a country has recently ratified in 2023. So effectively what this means is that the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement will facilitate ease or preferential trade between African countries. So if there is a U.S. firm out there that wants to continue enjoying access to the African market, it basically says they have to consider locating somewhere stable in Africa from where to grow. And Botswana is putting herself forward as a country to say we can be the landing pad for U.S. investment that is looking at spreading across the continent of Africa.
Right. Are there specific industries or sectors in Botswana that are expected to benefit from this increased trade opportunities?
Yes, a wide array of industries. If you look at even the messaging or the way the plenaries are themed, we will be looking at industries around manufacturing, linking our value chains with the U.S. We will be looking at a sector like agriculture to basically link our value chains and make sure that we can, help each other to produce food and rich sustenance. We will be looking at the mineral value chains or the natural resource value chains. We will be looking at the digital and cyber services value chains, looking at the energy value chains, health, tourism, and financial services. So those are some of the sectors that we have put forward. And the different discussions that will be taking place will be centered around these key sectors.
Right. So what strategies or perhaps initiatives does the government of Botswana have in place to ensure that trade agreements reached at the summit are most importantly implemented and lead to tangible economic growth?
Absolutely. It's a very good question. I think it's the commitment to implement. In Botswana, in recent times, we are very energized in terms of, elevating our economic growth. We have a national objective as a country to transition to a high-income economy by 2036. And for this to happen, it basically says every deal, every opportunity that comes our way, as we expect out of this summit, must be thoroughly interrogated and actively implemented so that that value that we are targeting can be derived.
Right. And before we let you go, what are some of the specific trade barriers or challenges that Botswana hopes to address during the summit? What are the measures to be taken to overcome them?
I think we've been having the Africa Growth and Opportunities Act as a key framework for facilitating access for Botswana goods into the U.S. And it's giving us maximum or multiple product lines, unlimited product lines that we can take into the U.S. But when you look at the reality, we can only talk about a few minerals, particularly diamonds, as well as natural products like your baskets and, amarula oils and that. So I think the key strategy should be to try and enhance the lending of more products that we are producing in Botswana in the US. And for us to do this, it's about creating awareness. That is why we are stepping up our promotion effort as Botswana to be well known in the US and be able to push more volumes into their market.
Indeed, wishing you the very best. I appreciate your time here on the news.
Thank you. Thank you so much.